A group of thugs flipped a vegetative man onto the ground and then began urinating on him. Their goal in doing this was to force the man's wife to remarry a wealthy young master. Watching her husband being humiliated like this, the wife had no choice but to agree to remarry. However, after Lillian was taken away, her younger sister Daisy did not keep her promise to spare Louis and their son Daniel. Instead, she ordered people to keep the father and son under strict watch until they starved to death. But the bodyguards felt it was a waste to let the young boy Daniel die. They thought they might as well sell him for money, so they grabbed Daniel and tried to take him away. Daniel struggled desperately, calling loudly for his vegetative father. Maybe it was the blood bond between father and son, because Louis seemed to feel his son's call. The next second, a beam of golden light descended from the sky. Louis suddenly opened his eyes and woke up. A powerful force instantly knocked all the bodyguards unconscious. Daniel ran back excitedly and hugged his father. He told him all the suffering he and his mother had gone through these years. Ever since Louis became a vegetable, his wife Lillian had been kicked out of the family and had to work 2 jobs every day to support them. And now, Lillian had been captured by the family again, and they planned to force her to marry the rich young master Jack. Daniel begged his father to save his mother. Louis promised that he would protect both Daniel and Lillian. Then he raised his hand and summoned his personal war horn from thousands of miles away. It turned out Louis was actually a war god from the heavens. 6 years ago, in order to defeat enemy forces, Louis forcibly burned his own soul, which left him in a vegetative state. After awakening, Louis blew the war horn. The 4 most powerful families in the world heard the call instantly. They immediately responded to war god Louis and rushed over from all around the world. Meanwhile, Lillian was taken to the wedding venue with Jack. Lillian pleaded bitterly with her grandmother not to force her into this marriage with Jack. She explained that if she left, her husband and son would not survive. Her grandmother was furious that Lillian wasn't thinking of the family. She immediately told Daisy to discipline Lillian. Jack also threatened Lillian viciously, saying that if she didn't obey, he would kill Louis and Daniel. Lillian was instantly terrified. Just when Jack's hand was about to touch Lillian, a weapon suddenly flashed by and grazed Jack's hand. He looked angrily toward the entrance, only to see Louis making a grand entrance with Daniel. Lillian happily rushed over to them, but the grandmother looked down on Louis because she believed her status was now too noble. She had been granted the rank of Duchess by the king himself, so she completely despised this ordinary grandson-in-law. However, what she didn't know was that she had only received that title because of Louis. Back then, after Louis fell into a coma, the 4 great families couldn't wake him, so they sent him to Lillian's family for recovery. To ensure Louis received the best care, the 4 families granted Lillian's family countless honors, including the grandmother's noble title. Even Daisy and her sister's wealthy husbands had been secretly arranged by the 4 families. Louis now revealed the truth behind everything and demanded that everyone apologize to Lillian. He was willing to give them a chance to repent, but they didn't believe a single word Louis said. Instead, they mocked him mercilessly for bragging. Louis immediately summoned his war token and used it to issue an order to his followers, commanding them to bring the most precious gifts to the banquet. Louis planned to give his wife the wedding she deserved,